What's good, YouTube? It is Franalations here with another collection video. As some of you may know, today is the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. This is not my entire Pokemon collection, but this is most of it. I'm going to quickly run through each piece individually. So let's get started with my first Bespoke I ever did, Pikachu inspired. The last Bespoke I ever did, Mew inspired. This was a piece that I wanted for years. This was the 3rd anniversary Pokemon Game Boy Color, only released in Japan. Maybe a year or two back I was able to finally get it with the original box and everything. This was the first Pokemon piece I've ever owned. It was actually a free preview of what was to come from Pokemon. It was basically a 10-minute commercial showing all the comic books, plush toys, physical toys, trading card game, video game, and everything else that was going to be coming in the coming months. Next up, I don't have the console anymore, but this is the original box from my yellow version special edition. Next up, I actually got this when it released at the Pokemon Center in New York. Traded in the console, kept the box, and I recently picked up the console again. Here's some display boxes for Pokemon X and Y, and a display Game Boy Color that was at the GameStop I went to back in the day, and they gave it to me. Some uncut sleeves or packs for the original base set boosters. Next up, since I was well aware of Pokemon before the release, there was already kids in my school that were playing the Japanese version of the game. So these are my original Japanese version games that I got on eBay in the early 90s. That gold version over there with the Japanese box, I actually got before the game came out in America. There was a store that imported games, and so I was playing gold version months, maybe even a year before it came out in America. For the red, blue, and yellow, those are not my original boxes. I did have the original cartridges, but not the boxes. I think the same thing goes for that gold and silver. The crystal might be my original. The leaf green and fire red are my original boxes, but I don't have the game. Same with the Japanese emerald and Japanese leaf green. Those were also imported before they were released in America. These were boxes that I went back and got for the 3rd gen. Here we have the trading card game. Here we have a Japanese Stadium 2, which I got at Frankenstein's pretty recently. And a Japanese Pokemon Snap that I've had for quite some time. Here's the bonus disc for pre-ordering Pokemon Coliseum. I have the boxes for these handheld consoles. This is the Mew DS. I regret it, but I traded it in at GameStop. Like, are you kidding me? But I still have the box. At some point I'll probably go back and get the system. I have the boxes for these Game Boy Advance SPs, but not the systems. Picked up 3 of these 3DSs today. I opened 1. I'm keeping 2 dead stock. This was my original imported Pearl version. I don't have Diamond in either Japanese or English. My original imported Coliseum, my original Pokemon Stadium, and Hey You Pikachu. Original black and white. Everything else is going to be like my original and not like pickups I went back and got. Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Ranger, White 2, Platinum I did get pre-owned, as you can tell. That was during a little period of time where I had stopped playing Pokemon, but then like went back to it later. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, XY, Ruby, and then I kept Sapphire sealed. Stuff that I also am very happy I kept sealed. I have an original booster box of Pokemon Basic. This particular Pokemon Basic box is pretty unique. Basically, when the card game was out, I noticed that they stopped printing first editions, and I figured at some point they'd probably stop making these. So I bought a unlimited box. The thing is, though, the first batch of unlimited boxes had green wings on the Charizard instead of blue wings. So this is just as rare, if not more rare, than the first editions are. First editions were probably out for 3 months, whereas this was out for like 3 weeks to a month. So definitely got lucky with that, and kept a first edition Jungle box sealed. first edition Fossil. I have a first edition Team Rocket box too, but I just didn't bring it out for the picture. Like I said, I do have other Pokemon items, but this is most of my Pokemon collection. Excuse this dusty, wow, super dusty Pikachu N64. It's got the Pokemon branding on it, and the Pokemon branding on the controller. Venusaur Bespokes, Squirtle Bespokes, Pokemon soundtrack to like the first movie, the first season, some games. This is a Japanese soundtrack. And yeah, that's most of my Pokemon collection. For those of you that don't know, before I ever collected sneakers, I collected Game Boy Advance SPs. I had a bunch of them, and before that I had a Pokemon collection. So I've basically always been collecting. Pokemon was one of the first collections I started, and very happy to show you guys some of my collection to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Share the video if you enjoyed it so others can enjoy it as well. And until next time, guys, peace.